Hey, hello. Well, my original plan was to try to do something on International Tabletop Day here from Japan as an on with a internet on through the internet do an online game. I kind of had a doubt that anybody would be doing things on Friday.
Internet on through the internet to an online game.
One moment,
I
please.
kind of had a doubt that anybody would be doing things on Friday. Internet through the internet.
Okay, so I had forgotten there that I had the thing running in the background. Um, Sorry about that. That is stopped now. Okay, so currently I have no players. I kind of figured that would be the case. I also currently have no players for the game. For the session I would planning to run this evening, which would be Saturday morning for IT for America. We'll see if that continues. I will go ahead and keep this up. Um, let's see. Now, the idea. Let's close some tabs here before I do a screen share. Let's see. It should be good. It's only got the one. Okay. Where is? There you are. Okay. Now, let's see. Okay. This is the scenario. Actually, you can find most of the information about it um, in the description beneath the the YouTube entry. And the idea, and this is kind of based off of what we're going to be doing for the fourth playtest campaign once the third playtest campaign comes to an end, which shouldn't take much more than a couple more sessions, hopefully. We'll see. Anyway, I am currently doing it as Fate Core because it takes a lot of effort to do it takes a lot of time to do a Divine Blood character. This is because I have a particular enjoyment for complex character creation, and that results in it's something I like to do. I like simple gameplay and complex character creation with a lot of different options. It's a little bit unusual combination, but anyway, because it seems like a lot of games that have complex character creation also have complex gameplay. But let's see. Now, the setting here is my um, my Divine Blood setting, and the basic idea is that the characters are people that get onto a luxury airship that is going to have a mysterious circumstance that brings it into uh, alternate dimension, maybe I believe. Yeah, sort of doing a mix of Lost in Space with this. In any case, I'm going to stop screen sharing here. I am currently in the process, and I know that the title of this is going to be a little bit misleading. If I go in to try to change it right now, we're going to get back that backdrop. I'm going to just sort of hang out here in case, and if I really should at this point, since I'm not screen sharing, put the Facebook and other such things back on. See if anybody contacts me. Let's see. Where are you? There you are. I'm going to change the title because I don't currently have anybody um, playing the game. Sadly enough. Hello. Video's not here. Where are you? There you are. I'm going to edit you. Does that no, that does not interrupt. I can sort just sort of going to replace it with me talking alone. Unpopulated ITTD events. Oh dear. Okay. There we go. We'll go back to something else. Now, I'm not precisely sure how long I'm going to keep up just sort of talking randomly into space. In fact, I've lost. There it is. Okay. I was going to go ahead and, well, actually, let's go ahead and look up things here. Where can we do this? Okay, there's the download version. That's the ebook version. Do Demon Next Door as well. That's the wrong folder. That's Day at the Fair ebook. There we go. Now, we are talking, me and my playtesters, we have been talking, one of whom they also do editing and such for me, and one of them does the graphic design, or did the graphic design on the expanded book. And there has been talk about doing a second edition because there are some things in the, mostly just to clean up editing and grammar rather than a rules changes. But there has been a couple of mistakes we found in comparison to in comparison to what we intended to put out. Mostly kind of relics of an earlier version when the game looked a certain way. So this is Demon Next Door. That's one. That's the first expansion. So far, the only expansion. This is a page from Divine Blood. Let's call that back a little bit. Yep. Now, basic idea. The Divine Blood's sort of a. There's no sort of about it. Divine Blood is a genre blender. It has urban fantasy, mecha, high school stuff, espionage stuff, it's an alternate history. It is, well, very much a lot like one of the, well, this is the population graphic. I've done other videos on Divine Blood here. You can see some of the other incidences where I've done it. I'm just sort of talking on here so that people know that I am here. All right, this is the picture of various supernatural civilians doing their thing. Okay, this is actually one of a 5-part piece of art that was designed to be separated and separated out into different portions that I had designed that I had done for this picture, for this book. One piece of art is on the front cover. Let's see. This is the next piece. Yep. One of those schoolgirls has a really interesting knife. Campaign creation, also character creation. Yes, that was a bit by Fred Perry. So the normal Fate Core type character is very simple, and I was going to use Fate Core so I could do quickly. This is, granted, she's ring 7, and the lower the number, the more powerful you are. General, we've done games with characters between ring 11 and ring 9 in playtesting. But this is a fairly powerful level character. The reason I did it so powerful is so that I could using her as an example, I could show examples of a lot of the different things you could do in character creation. So she is basically the complex character example. Let's see. Though this version of her picture doesn't make her look all that plain Jane. This is more like what she looks like. Named by one of the backers and playtesters. Let's see. Got a wider range of example characters in the back here. Well, these are templates for some of the races that were introduced in the expansion. Oh, and not necessarily races. Okay. So, Rhiannon Kincaid. Yeah, that was a backer-created character. This is for the Slice of Life expansion, so this is all people that are civilians. They're not adventurers, they're not warriors, they're just normal people. Despite the fact that you see that she has shaping, which is kind of ritualistic, supernatural stuff, and feng shui, and a couple of other things. She's a civilian She's a civilian sorceress in training, basically. Her parents are sorcerers. She just doesn't want to be part of the warrior set. Though she doesn't have channeling, so I guess she'd just be a shaper rather than a full-blown sorceress. This is Dionysus, Maenad. And no, that is not named after the god. You see? There we go. God of wine. Yep. And yeah, I wanted an example of a low-powered god. And Dionysus, this is him as reincarnation. So he's recently reincarnated, hasn't hit 18 yet, and thus most of his power is pretty capped and doesn't have access to a lot of it. And here's Nene Gashima. Oh, right. The Oni assistant tailor. The assistant tailor this is actually the character that was on the cover art that was done for me by Rod Espinosa. Cloud Watcher, an ADS. An ADS is a collectively intelligent swarm of insects. There's something you can play. Fur Crafter, aka Furry. And yeah, he is the telepathic wolf on the cover. What ring is he? He's ring 10. He's fairly decent. Okay, Callistos Macron's also ring 10. Alex Cano. Oh, right. They're the Nekomata Death Seer. And Jada Siskin, who's my example of someone who's in the really powerful set, but is still a civilian. And she is a substantially powerful shapeshifter. She isn't a warrior, though. She's married to a witch hunter, but she's not particularly very dangerous herself. She's potentially dangerous, but she has not really adapted most of her abilities to fighting. She really likes shape-shifting. That's what she enjoys doing, and most of her abilities is actually educator. She teaches. Yeah, I don't have a picture of her. Oh, that's one of the comics. That's a little bit sideways on the ebook. Okay, what do we have here? Oh, right. There's the ads. There's an ads. They can look human. This is the Chijo Oni. Barely see the horns. Some of them are indeed red-skinned, But this is the version of the Oni that has developed on Earth and is descended from the more well-known Oni. So they're more human-like. This is the Galatea. You can kind of see the stone skin there. This is the Nakomata. And those were the 4 races that were introduced into this. Now, the way I do races is this really kind of an optional thing. There's a suggested set of suggested set of skills or powers that they can come with that you're not obligated to take as a player. Let's see here. They're just, this is the way I would do it type things. I'm working, oh, here we go. I'm working on a set of treatments of the various races. So far, I've got the She kind of written up, and I wanted to get the Lemurians finished and do the, okay, and also do the Ravens and Therianthropes. So there's humans. Human sorcerer with the green She. There's a villain. There's a soldier type, and there is a civilian. That's kind of the pattern for the way the demons and gods will be listed too, except for a little bit different. So there, they're neat names. Amber Lot appears in the novels. Lieutenant O'Neill appears in the novels. One novel, I should say, novel and short stories. I believe his sister shows up as the assistant to shows up somewhere in one of the short stories. And Adelaide Kuroiki does show up in one of the short stories, and she is one of the major villains. Which she doesn't show up. She hasn't shown up much yet. She has shown up here and there. These are demons. Recent reincarnate, not yet to majority. A civilian, Renee, the demoness of paperwork. A heroic demon, which would be Jack Lantern, the demon of fear, and a villainess, Ethlin, demoness of family, who is currently locked up in the prison of Nirvana rather than the one for the gods. These are gods. A reincarnate, Euphrosyne, goddess of mirth. She currently is a middle school student, or maybe an elementary student, that size. Yeah. Here's a civilian. Let's see, Aldrich Maris, god of records, and a heroic, sort of heroic god, Erd, Jotun, goddess of fate, and Zeus, Trinia, god of mastery, as the villain. Yep. So that's how I did the gods, demons, and humans. Was the humans was one civilian, one soldier, one sorcerer, and one villain. And the gods and demons was one reincarnated child. And the reincarnation that they do is just really the name they apply to a process. They don't actually die and reincarnate. It's a little bit different. Reincarnate, civilian, hero, villain. And these are just different races. So Therianthrope, were creatures. Raven, succubus, dryad, Jurogomo, who look very human. Therianthrope, right? And these, so up here are civilian versions. These are civilians. They're not very dangerous. Do their jobs. And these are not civilians. So Therianthrope, Raven, succubus, that is a particularly tame version of a succubus illusion. Okay. Dryad and Jurogumo. Okay. Let's go down. Oh, Kitsune. These are the civilians again. Kitsune, Gargoyle, Vergar, the Vergar. It's what I get for drawing from mythologies where I can't read the language. Fish, let me see. Lemurian and She, fairy, elf, whatever. And again, Kitsune, gargoyle, Devergar, Lemurian, and She. You notice that the ones that are a little bit that are more that aren't civilian, that are more warrior types, have a little bit of showing off their life force. That was deliberate. Like there's a brown glow around the gargoyle. There's a kind of whitish cream glow around the She. That's deliberate. She's carrying an amber ball of fire. Yeah. I wanted to show the different colors that the life force of the different species makes, but civilians don't generally. I mean, it could get a civilian source, a civilian shape, or a civilian magician. They would show off their life force color, but mostly civilians don't get into psychic stuff too much. There are more civilian psychics than there are warrior psychics, actually. So, yeah, but it made more sense for the warrior, the badass set to show the colors. And we have a wolfen, a vampire, a seraphim, a gorgon, chengxie, and a troll. And same set, just as these are civilians and these are not civilians. Okay, let's also, again, go to the front. I really like this cover. So basically what's going on here is the wolfen don't have telekinesis and don't have hands, but they are telepaths and they can control small animals to basically act as their hands. So the wolfen has a lot of mice, squirrels, and birds around to grab things for him. Yeah. Okay. Anything going on? Nope. Okay. So I don't think I'm going to get any particular players coming. Let's see. So I'm going to go ahead and stop the broadcast. Yeah, I was kind of afraid this would happen. Talk to you later.